When someone is optimistic, it doesn't mean they're not acknowledging the problems and their failures and the setbacks. It's like, oh, nothing is happening, everything is good. No, it's not like that. People acknowledge that. The only difference is that for optimistic people, they have faith and they have hope that they can solve the situation or they can move forward and find a solution to the situation they're living in. Even if it's a sad situation, they are going to accept it and have the faith that they can move forward. Hello everyone, this is Inspired Tuesday number 126. Because our team at Icon Dental Center believes that starting the day motivated and inspired sets up the rest of the day for success. We bring quotes to our morning huddles, and it has been so positive to our team that we decided to share it with you and hope to motivate and inspire you as well. Today the topic is overcome unpleasant situations. Okay, so many times in life or at work, we find ourselves in an awful situation and then we get upset, frustrated, and negative, and everything around us seems to be awful. But we still have to deal with it. So I have in here 3 tips to help our team and you to overcome unpleasant situations. I'll talk about 2 tips, bring 1 quote, and then 1 more tip. Enjoy! Tip number 1 is get rid of negative vibes. Okay, so chances are for people that are negative or they have all this negative vibe is they are not going to be successful. That's a huge chance in that, because you can go and check all the people that are winning in life or even at work and they are positive. But you're thinking, oh, they're positive because good things are happening to them. No, it's a choice, because everyone have bad things happening to them. Someone getting sick in their family, something very unpleasant happening, bad situations happening. Is the way they choose to deal with the situation is always to take the positive out of it. So, get rid of the negative vibe. Even at work, we're very protective of this positive environment, and the negatives are called on right away. We don't like anyone approaching situations in a negative way and bringing all this negative vibes and complaints and things like that is not helpful and it's not going to help everybody else. And again, negativity and positivity are contagious. So start with yourself. Literally, especially if you are in a leadership position. At home, as a parent, you got to bring the positive vibe. If you're bringing all this negativity and expecting your kids to be positive when all you do is complain and you hate your life, you hate your job, you're all nagging all day, that's not gonna bring any happiness, or it's not gonna make any unpleasant situation any pleasant. So starts with getting rid of the negative, right? And especially the people around are gonna start to feel it and they're not gonna fit. If you're so positive and they like negativity, they're not even going to want to be around you. So to deal with unpleasant situations starts by getting rid of negative vibes, because it's not like by not having any problems in your life, because everybody has problems. It's literally how you perceive it and a choice of being positive. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is be optimistic. Now it's almost sounding redundant from the first tip that I gave, but I really want to make a point in here, because I've heard many times people thinking that, okay, optimism is like almost delusional. And there's a big difference between delusion and optimistic. When someone is optimistic, it doesn't mean they're not acknowledging the problems and their failures and the setbacks. It's like, oh, nothing is happening, everything is good. No, it's not like that. People acknowledge that. The only difference is that for optimistic people, they have faith and they have hope that they can solve the situation or they can move forward and find a solution to the situation they're living in. Even if it's a sad situation, they are going to accept it and have the faith that they can move forward. I'll give an example. There's this Paralympic games, which is for people that have physical disability. Yes, they have a very bad disability, right? For example, some of them, for the swimmers, some of them are missing a leg. Some of them are paraplegic. Some of them, whatever disability they are going through, but they still think that they can be successful in life. So they go, they do the games and they win. They like, or they, they find a career that, okay, doesn't need the leg for that. You know what I mean? Like, it is a tough situation to be in, but they still have faith and hope in moving forward with their lives in any situation they're in. Like, this is literally what optimism means that you're optimistic, because if you have this optimistic mindset, you can find solution for things. But if your mind is so blocked, everything is negative. I have no resources. No, I don't have a leg. My family don't have money. I don't have this. This is like, it's very hard to move forward. Like, literally, people that succeed, it doesn't mean that they don't acknowledge their limitations, but they go in their strength and they're optimistic that they can move forward and change the outcome of their lives. Okay, today I'm living in a very bad situation, but if I push through and I do this, I can still overcome this bad situation and move forward in my life. So this is what means being optimistic. It's not being delusional that you have no problem. Everyone has a problem, but how can you solve it? And how can you deal with your problem that you can move forward to another level in your life? That's tip number 2. A very good tip too.
A quote from Teddy Pendergrass. When you talk about bad luck and you talk about the things that create those circumstances and you talk about what it takes to overcome those circumstances, and naturally to me includes, a faith, a very strong faith. It should, because through good times and through bad times, there is one thing that relieves.
Tip number 3 is gain control with your state of mind. So there's nothing worse for you to beat up yourself if you feel like your life is way worse than anybody else, or the situation you're going through is horrible and way worse than anybody else. Because, this is a victim mentality. And there's no win if you have a victim mentality. If you think that, you're so miserable in everything that happens for you, or maybe this situation you're living through is so bad that there's no way out. If you're really thinking like this, then it's tough. So as Maya Angelou says, I'm not sure if this is exact words, but she said, if you don't like something, then change it. And then if you cannot change it, change your attitude. Because this is what gives you control. You can always do something about it. You can change your attitude then if you cannot change the situation. You can change it how you address it and how you move forward towards it. Because, again, victims don't win. Victors win. So change your mindset from victim to victors. Because, again, people that win is not because they can totally be the victim as well, because they have it hard. But they decide that they are not the victim of the circumstances of their lives. They are going to change it, and they see themselves as victors. So this is the only way for you to gain control, to deal with unpleasant situations. It's unpleasant. Are you the victim, or you're going to be, again, optimistic that you can solve it and be the victor, right? This is why those 3 tips are interlaced. They are connected, right? You got to get rid of the bad vibes. You got to be optimistic, not delusional. You got to be optimistic. You acknowledge what you're going through, but you can change it, right? Because you have faith and you have hope and you're positive about it. And then you gain control over how you feel and the attitude you deal with the situation. These are my 3 tips for today, and I hope you guys like the topic and the quote today, and I'd love to hear from you. Are you an optimist? Leave me a comment below, and if you're not, then we can also connect. I'm loving the DMs. This topic today was a DM, and I'm going through all my DMs. It's just because it's once a week, so hang in there. I want to come into your topic as well. And today, this definitely was a topic from a DM. And if you haven't done yet, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channels and our pages on Instagram and Facebook at Icon Dental Center for more Inspire Tuesdays. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.